Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep. We find ourselves once again in the map editor, and this is now on update 0.38, which is why the camera is here, not stuck in the middle of the island. Yep, that's the one change to the map editor that I can see. If we go in, the camera would normally start kind of here. So yeah, that's one change. I have looked through the items. There have been no items added as far as I can tell. Rawhide, machete, morphine. There are quite a few items though. You've got quite a lot of stuff there. But if we look at the trees, one of the things that's been added is aloe to help with sunburn, and it's not here. We've got A, B. Nope, we got the banana plant. So you can have a banana if you want. Aloe vera, nope, there is no aloe plant. So if you are currently making a map and you're watching these as they go out, then, well, yeah, you might not be able to put some sun protection on your island. You're going to have to go and scavenge that, which is a problem for us because there's only about 2 islands in the game that we haven't gone and explored. So, maybe we could kind of cheat them in. Maybe we could edit a file or something. I don't know. I would need to have code for that somewhere in order to copy it in. Oh, it becomes complicated, but this is where we left off last time, and an apology. If you are indeed watching these as they go out, then you may have noticed for the last week there haven't been any updates, and that's because I was away. Yep. I normally record a bunch of videos for that eventuality, but a combination of problems with the audio setup and the editor, a little bug in the editor, means that I was unable to do that this time. So, you know, you never tell people when you're going away. First rule of the internet. So that's yeah, sorry about that. If you're watching this in the future and you are flying around in your time-traveling DeLorean, then, well, it doesn't really matter too much. You would just watch this as a continuation of a video series. Yeah, so we had our little submarine thing. Now. Judging by some of the stats on the back end, people might have said, oh, the submarine's a little bit terrible, no? What do you mean the submarine's a little bit terrible? We are making this out of... Has this moved? It's rotated slightly. And this might have... Okay, I don't know. Yeah, we have to use objects in the game. We are way... If we go below the surface, we get to a terrifying world of... Yeah, that is basically what the submarine is. It is a couple of shipwrecks. In fact, it's 3 shipwrecks all together. And it's terrifying. And yeah, that's what we got. But yeah, so we're kind of having to use items in a kind of a creative and interesting way in order to create an island which is way beyond the design spec of the map editor as it currently exists. Now, that means kind of a... What do they call it in film? Is it a leap of imagination or something? Or suspension of disbelief? Yeah. So... yes, this could be sort of a civilian submarine. It could be a very early interwar period submarine, so sort of 20s, I guess. It's not very big. It could be something that Jacques Cousteau looked around the ocean in. Not necessarily one of the big nuclear submarines, and certainly not one of the U-boats or anything like that. So you do have pressure hull, you have conning tower, and you have a little, I guess, let's call that sail, but a little bit at the back. Now, the thing about shipwrecks is, being someone who has photographed them before, a lot of what you find on a shipwreck will be knocked off by the sea or salvage teams. So salvage teams might come in and they might salvage a bunch of stuff, and then anything that's left over just gets knocked away, washed away by the sea. You'll find that the sand will sort of fill up the area, or rocks and stuff will fill up the area around the vessel. And then you'll find that tide and currents excavate sand on one side and probably not the other. So, yeah, I've done a bit of photography. I photographed shipwrecks before. My personal favourite being the Mulheim, which is just down the road from me. And it is a delightful wreck to go and visit. But again, you know, well, again, for the first time again, the wrecks can be very dangerous, kids. So, you know, keep an eye on the tide, keep an eye on the sea if you are going to find one on the coast to kind of explore, and, you know, don't take anything for granted. So we have this area of the island. Whoa, what is this? It is a flat desert. It is flatter than the moon, which isn't itself very flat. It's kind of a big spherical thing in the sky full of lumpy, bumpy bits. It's flatter than a flat thing. I don't know. It's been a while. I nearly froze on a motorbike. I went a long way and then I came back and I was like, I need to do a video. Oh. So, yeah, that's the thing. Hey kids, if you do ride a motorbike and you are thinking about going out for a little ride during the end of what are we in now? Not October, November. So it's the end of the very end of autumn. God, I almost forgot what we were doing then. So the very end of autumn, very beginning of winter. It is pretty cold to a point where, yeah, I got to Dad's and I had what I kind of dubbed as corpse fingers. Oh boy, my gloves, summer gloves, and yeah, they were not up to the job. Not up to the job in the slightest. It was a bit of a problem, and yeah, the ends of my fingers were white. So I bought some new gloves when I was away. That's something that nobody needed to know, but something I did find out, is that they do heated motorcycle gloves, which you can expect to fail in about a few months, actually. I don't trust putting electronics and outdoor clothing together. It doesn't really make that much sense. So what we're doing here is we're putting some rocks in this kind of area here, because we've got standing stones, we've got our little sort of stones up here. They were probably quarried from somewhere. I'm thinking we can just line this with some big rocks. Big rocks! They are really big rocks. And we are just sort of popping them in while I'm talking about nothing in particular. So that's what's going on here. What I thought we could also do is, because ancient peoples did not do waste very well. They were not a sort of peoples that would say, hey, you know what, thinking that we will do some really labor-intensive stuff, use a lot of energy, you know, but we have no cola, so we shall just let's not do anything with this now we've all dug it out. No, they wouldn't spend energy on something and then kind of leave it, I guess. They would tend to reuse a lot of stuff if they could get away with it. So we're just kind of putting these rocks in to line this very, very steep cliff face, this kind of unnatural carving of land out of the environment. I think what we could do, how are we going to do this? Is kind of punch in a little bit here. So let's hit lower. Let's hit this. Make sure we have, in fact, got a blue. No, we don't want lower, do we? We want set height. There we are. So we'll read the height from here. Now, let's see. That's a shadow? Right, okay. So I'll read the height from there. Okay, good. The size is okay. Target value is okay. The amount is. Let's see what happens. All right. So you can probably get the amount up a little bit. Hey, there we go. Oh yeah, it's this weird triangular effect thing. All right. So we'll just cut in here a little bit. Can we get out? Can we get out? Yep. There we go. I just want it more crescenty for the people. There we go. So we're just gonna punch this in. I still think that we could do with a bit more. What am I thinking? The triangles, the little polygons are a little bit too close together. Sort of finer detail on the mesh, but I guess that would probably increase engine load, maybe? Don't know. I don't know too much about the engine. That's the problem. It's what are we on? Unity 5 in this game? Interesting. So what are we doing here? We are getting some rocks, and I'm going to put a lintel over the top. Now, a lintel is, you can see them in architecture, modern architecture. It is a large beam across something like the top of a doorway, or the top of a fireplace, or the top of a window to support the rest of the structure above. Now, I want something that's, yeah, that'll do. That'll do nicely. So what I'm going for is kind of a sealed tomb, maybe some sort of sealed off area that could be a barrow, could be anything really. So we're just gonna have to play around with the rocks, the rocky rocks. So we've got this thing. We haven't really known what to do with it. It's all right the way it is. So we'll just use it in a way that nobody intended. Well, that goes for the entire... Oh, it's kind of all right. This needs to be smoothed off a bit, though. Yeah, it goes for the entire playthrough that we've done on this island, which has taken a lot longer than I'd anticipated. I never anticipated to spend as much time here as we've already done. Apologies for people who came looking for like a Stranded Deep playthrough, and they were like, "Oh, I was thinking you was playing Stranded Deep, no? Where's my Stranded Deep? I was looking for like update stuff and everything. But what you're actually doing is just making an island for 20 episodes at an hour a time. I cannot bear it. You're spending way more time doing that instead of just playing the game, no?" And I'm like, yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I apologize wholeheartedly. Or do I? No, let's apologize. Just for the sake of doing it. Right, okay, so we are punching this through, and ooh. So we got this weird ridge. Let's take that out. We're going to soften up plants anyway. All right, good. Oh no, what's going on here? Yeah, let's make that a little bit more pronounced. Let's hit objects. Let's bring you forward. I'm on the green. Let's bring you forward. I think we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. How far forward can we go? That's okay. Right. Typically, the doorways they would have would be quite small. So let's do this. Big rock. What are you doing, big rock? We can make it more pronounced. There we are. Big rock. And then we can do the same here. Ugh. We could just climb that rock, you know. We could have done that. We could have totally done that. Does that look the same to anyone? No. Let's rotate it a little bit. It doesn't matter, I don't think. I don't think that matters too much. Right, okay. Fine. And then here, what we could do is use some smaller rocks to kind of make the impression that maybe the entrance has been collapsed in, maybe? Oof. Okay, so we're just going to slam some stuff in here. This is weird because it's clipping to the rock closest to me and actually getting way too close to the camera for comfort. I'm like, this is odd. All right. So I don't know about item limits and stuff. We may have already gone way beyond that. I think we're way through the looking glass at this point. Way through the looking glass. So we are just kind of moving these rocks around, getting some sort of tessellation and getting rid of some of the dirt. Because we don't want this texture showing, this kind of really stretched texture. It's unpleasant. It's not needed. So we're just going to rotate. I mean, we don't have to hide at 100%. It's not the end of the world as we know it. There we go. All right. So yeah, we got a bouldery effect of, hey, people have been in here. They kind of said, hey, you guys. Let's do this. No. Wow, that actually worked quite well. Okay, I was just trying to get rid of some of the sandy grass is okay. That's not a problem. All right, there we go. So we've created a kind of doorway thing. Let's rotate that out a little bit. I wonder if we I wonder if there's a better rotation for that. Kind of. It's getting a bit Fred Flintstone in here. Alright. So we have this kind of doorway thing. There we go. There we go. And we could probably smooth that off there at the top. Right. Terrain. Smoothing. Boop. So all it takes, a little boop. A little boop every now and again. Right, okay. And then let's just... What is that? What is that? What is this? Right in the middle. That's a bit of stretch texture there. Huh. Is that actually... Oh no, that's part of that rock. Ooh, I hadn't noticed that before. Alright, that's odd. Let's try and move you around. I just trying to make it look a little bit more doorway and a little less Beetlejuice. Right, okay. Right, yeah, that should be okay. Rotate that in. Actually, let's just see what it looks like the other way up. Hey, there we go. Yeah, that's fine. So we've got this kind of doorway thing. We can always save. Oh boy, that was the other reason for not having video last week was because of the old digging through the world bug. So we're going to make sure the amount is down because I freaked myself out last time. It is set to lower and we'll change the size right down. Oh wait, look. The is that? Ah, yeah, okay. I was worried the blue had disappeared. Having said that, it's like summoning the beast. All right, okay. So we'll just brush this down as if not the sand itself is worn, but like in time people have been through here. But what they've done is they've worn the terrain down underneath, and the sand is just kind of settling around. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's kind of cool. Nice. So there is a purpose for the doorway thing. Doorway thing. There we go. And then we can just smooth it real gentle with the old smoothing tool because it's all a bit triangular here. Right. Good. Good. Smooth that down. Good. A little bit of smoothing here and there. Not a problem. Not a problem. Just smooth this down as well. So they would have quarried stuff out. Getting rid of... Well, I say getting rid of. Doing stuff with the dead. That was a big thing of ancient peoples. Whether it was sky burial because you lived up a mountain and you had no place to put the honored dead, or whether you would just make a tomb in a barrow, which is essentially just a raised little hill, a small person-made hill. You would mine stuff out, and then you would just kind of put them inside. There would be chambers and things in there. Kind of an interesting thing to look up. So the other thing we're going to do is get some rocks. Small rocks. There we go. Just trying to get them in there. Get in there. Come on. Stop messing around. There we go. There we go. And over here is okay as well, I think. Yeah, that's all right. What we could do is just grab a small rock and just kind of put it in there. There we go. And over here as well. And the idea is it gives us a little an impression that this isn't just kind of here for no reason. People have been working the land. There we are. Let's do another one there. Right, good. That gives us this kind of weird hill and then squashes the beach somewhat. So we're going to grab the terrain. We're going to save again because it's free to save. There we go. But it costs if you have to redo a load of work. And in costs, I mean it costs you your time. So we're going to hit set height. We're going to change the size up. Because when we were over here, we put some rocks in the sea and then we brushed the world out, we brushed the sand out, and it actually made it kind of, it's nice. It's nice just having this kind of extra little bit of interest, sort of pushing the beach out towards the sea instead of just having a uniform thickness around the island. So yeah, so what we're going to do is do the same thing over here. We're going to just push it out a little bit. The amount is down quite far. We probably just tickle that up a little bit and then just see if we could pull this out. Yeah, let's crank it up a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Yeah. What we might do is throw some rocks in the sea as well, just to give the impression that, yeah, this might be a bit of a rocky hill, rocky hillside, rocky terrain. There's rocks there. People were doing stuff with them. Don't question it. So we're just pulling that out a little bit. We want the beach to come out as well. Whoa. Ooh, triangles. So we're just pulling this stuff out. That's kind of cool. We'll leave this area in. We don't want it to come out so far. Are we raising this up? Interesting. Did we not set the height? We did now. There we go. Just brush it in, brush it out. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. So we're just, we're just pulling that out a little bit. There we go. And then we'll smooth it off. Because of course we're going to smooth it off. Why would we not smooth it off? That just seems ridiculous. So smooth it off, make sure there's no weirdness to the terrain, which means we're going to lose some of this sort of depth, I guess, width of the beach. Not a problem, not a problem. Because then we are going to add some more stuff onto the beach. I hope, and I really hope there's not an item limit on rocks, because we have been using a lot of them. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Whoa, we are going all over the place as well. So, rocks, rocky rocks, big rocks, small rocks, rocks as big as your head. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. So, can we throw a cliff in there just at random? Is that going to help? Is that going to help our cause? If we press R, rotate it around, press T, pull it back in. Yeah, I could add just a little bit of interest there. We could hit up. We are on objects. Which trees? Oh, you know what we need here. You know what we need here. It's been too long. Oh baby. Oh. Oh, you don't say. That's that is, yeah, that's kind of nice. Let's rotate that though. Let's rotate it. That's an awkward angle to be rotating it at. I like the branches coming out over the beach. That's great. But at the same time, we just kind of need to raise it up. There we go. There we go. Right. Okay. Cool. That looks awkward as anything. All right. Let's get rid of you. Let's try that again. Let's move it down here instead. Let us rotate this around. Which way is going to get us a nice branch over the beach? Look. I think that way. That's actually much better. That feels better. Always do stuff that feels better. Don't do it. And if it looks awkward, then get rid of it. You can always get rid of something. But yeah, if it doesn't feel right, just kind of change it up. Change it up. We're going to throw some stuff on the beach as well. We are going to throw, let's get a nana plant in there. Oof, nana plant already. Yep, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're not going to leave this thing as just a grassy knoll. That's ridiculous. You don't want grassy knolls on your map. Animals, rocks, trees, rocks. Come back. I want rocks. What do we do over here? In actual fact, we have cliffs. Okay, those are cliffs because they're green. We got some rocks on the beach. Right, okay, we got some other rocks here. We made our little mangrove swamp out of. Cool. And we've got these cliff sixes kind of buried in the ground, but they are angled in such a way that... okay, right. Right. Okay, fine. So using cliffs, or at least the tops of cliffs, isn't a problem here. If we do this... I like that. I actually like that. That's cool. We're keeping kind of an alignment, just very roughly. So these cliff sixes are kind of aligned towards the bottom of the map, and these little island things and various bits and pieces kind of aligned in the same direction. It doesn't need to be that way. We can kind of rotate it slightly, which is what we're going to do, just like that. But it creates a bit of interest as you're walking along the beach. It's like, there's a bit of interest there, so we can just hop up on here and look out into the sea, which is a cool thing, you know? You always give people stuff to do. We might throw some other rocks here. More cliffs. Cliffity cliffs. Where's cliff 2? What are you doing, cliff 2? You're going to be going down into sea. Oh, enormous cliff. There we are. There. So we'll put you kind of there. Right. And what else have we got in terms of cliffity cliffs? Yeah, I mean, we could put that there instead. Let's get rid of you. Yep, goodbye. So if we put you instead, that means that we can rotate you slightly. We can even knock you over a bit and push you down into C. That isn't. Wait a minute. I remember looking at the patch notes, and they've cleared something to do with the underwater fog and overwater fog. Sea fog, basically. What you see when you go underwater is like a fog layer, so you can't see infinite distance underwater. Because with your eyeballs, you can't see infinite distance underwater, even if you put an air pocket in front of it. Is that looking a bit odd there? No, I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just us. Transparency of the water, which is what we wanted. We want transparency. We don't want opaqueness or translucency. I don't know. It does feel wrong, though. It still feels wrong. Right, I mean, we got cliff 6 there. What we could do, cliff 5 there, sorry. What we could do is, there's another cliff. Are you the other cliff? Are you the cliff we are looking for? Might be, actually. Yes, no. One of these makes a really good, like, I don't know. Yeah, it might actually be this one, because you could put like a metal walkway between here and here, and then you've got a raised section above the rocks, and then you've got a gap for things to swim through, like sharkity sharks and stuff like that. All right, yeah, no, that's fine. That's kind of what I was going for. Is that the same freaking cliff? Yes, it is. I don't care anymore. Well, I do, but you know, we could spend all our time working on one cliff, one cliff, and it's the well lit cup or the brightly lit cup, which is that is a thing from directing, and if the director spends all their time in like in the beginning of the shoot trying to light a single cup correctly, you just run out of time, and it costs you the rest of the shoot, essentially. Palm trees, you're a big old palm tree. All right, little palm 3 in there. They'll rotate, since we can't do much with them apart from rotate and stick them in the ground. Palms all over this place. Yeah. All right. So we'll throw some palms in as well. Palm 4. I like throwing them as pairs. I don't know if they would really pair up in real life, but no, let's get rid of you. Fine. We need more rocks. More rocks, and we need to do something with this sort of flat terrain. It's not great. So what I'm thinking is hit up rocks, hit up big rocks, small rocks. What do we do over here? Now, one of the things you can do. All right, okay, yeah, we got some small rocks, and then we just dug around them. Fine. Yeah, one of the things you do if you're repairing something, or if you're in IT or whatever, and you are thinking, hey, you know what I could do? I've got something that works and something that doesn't work. I really want something that doesn't work to work like the something that does work. I'll just copy all the settings from the thing that does work to the thing that doesn't work. It's like, what did you just say? It's basically how IT is done. It's like, oh, this computer works. These are the settings that make it work. So on an island like this, we're just looking at stuff that we've done before that does work, like this rock with a little pool around it, this rock with another little pool around it, this door which doesn't need to be here, so we'll get rid of you so we don't forget about you. So yeah, you just copy stuff that you've done before that works. There's no, I mean, you're copying yourself at this point. It's not a problem. So things that do work. So we're going to hit the terrain tool again. So we're going to save again. Because it's a lot easier just to reload than it is to not reload. Amount is way... Oh my god. Did that start pushing stuff down in the background? Alright, I think... Yeah, it did. We've got to be keeping an eye on that. These little sliders and stuff. They're gonna be a problem, man. Be a problem. So we've got the amount is way down. The size is down as well. So we're just gonna gingerly click here, just to get some movement going, just to change the color of that sand. There we go. And then we could do the same the other side. Just get a little bit of water action going. Cool. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Good. So. It's not just like, hey, we've got a flat beach. No, we've got some stuff going on here. We can also push some of the sand down as well, just here. Just create a little runoff, little rivulet. Not like a stream runoff or something, like water's coming off the side of the hillside. So we'll just push this down as well, so it's not just completely smooth. There we go. Cool. Then we can have a little... You get that down far enough so you get some water there, probably. But then if we smooth it off, it's all going to disappear. Oh. We're going to crank the amount up anyway, so it's not actually a problem. It's not a problem. None of this is a problem because you still get the little lumpy bumpy bits. That's fine. And that's what we want. We want the lumpy bumpy bits so that it's not completely flat. There we go. Cool. So what are we doing now? Well, it's not too bad. We've taken something that was just literally a brush stroke. We've given it some purpose. We probably do need to put some more plants and stuff over the top of it. So let's do that now while we are thinking about it. So we're going to hit, what are we going to hit up? Not ficus. No, stop it with the ficus. Ficus is good though, because it gives us this lovely sort of covering, but at the same time, it's fairly cheap on all the old resources. So you get a lot of stuff for your resources, I guess. I was going to say money, but you're not really, at this point, you're not paying for it. What are we doing? I need some sort of small plants. We could always put a plant here next to the doorway. In the doorway? Let's go down. It's deeper and down. You can go there. In fact, you can just go in the corner. We put baby plant in the corner. Not a problem. You are floating. We always check the plants to see if they're floating or not, and if they are floating, we move them. Right, okay. Can we get that any closer to the wall without clipping into anything? Just a personal preference. You don't have to do that. Right, yes we can. A little plant there. That's neat. We could probably do some on the other side as well, actually. A bushity bush. Bushity bush. Right, yeah, that's alright. I like that. It's a little understated. Oh yeah, what's that? Potato plants. Yes, potato. Whoa, potato plant. Don't have a go at me. I am actually an Irish citizen, so yeah. Just in case anyone was like, oh my... No, it's fine. It's fine. We have family in Ireland. In fact, I think my surname is actually of Irish origin. It's up for debate. It's up for debate. So we have done quite a lot of stuff here. That's fine. It kind of looks a bit awkward at the top. Bearing in mind that we will have grass on here. So that's something to look forward to. We can actually throw some young palms. Oh, I think the trouble is we haven't actually thrown in much in the way of foliage at the moment, which means that things like young palms, small pines and stuff, we haven't actually put that much stuff in. No, we have not. We have not. But it's okay. It's okay. We're just kind of we're still building the island. We have very small amount of like main stuff left to go. It's interesting making an island without a sea fort. It's very interesting. Or like massive cliffs. I mean, I know we've got cliffs over here, but we haven't used them to make like a giant structure or anything. We've just literally used the brush, trees and rocks just to kind of make an interesting place that we may exist, live in harmony with nature. Ooh, don't know. Why am I clicking on items? We still need to do stuff with this beach. So we got these rocks here, which are fine. We got the stuff here. It just feels this kind of feels a bit barren, as does this. I mean, we can always tweak stuff. We can always put foliage all over the island and then tweak stuff afterwards. That's definitely a thing we can do. So we've got these big rocks. I think probably another cliff would be okay here. That's cliff 1. Right, okay, cliff 1. We're using a lot of cliff 1. Can we make this so it's... No, I don't think so. You are too big, my friend. Go away. What else? Cliff 3? That is cliff 3 over there, I'm guessing. Or is that cliff 5? We may never know the difference. Let's do this. Okay. Right. It's just about breaking up the terrain in such a way that it looks reasonable. There we go. Whoop. I don't want to be rotating something else. The trouble is when you have so many objects making up things like the front of a Barrow entrance or a little Iron Age roundhouse. I did actually check those out. I went on the internet and I was like, did what I make, was that actually correct? Yeah, no, it's a little small, but then it's in a video game. So yeah, the little roundhouses and the little trench thing, that does all exist in Iron Age settlements. There's the sort of standing stones, and yeah, it's not completely inaccurate. Considering we're making this in a freaking video game and we're working way, way beyond the design spec of the editor, I'd love to know what the design spec for the editor was. Whether it was just a case of allow people to make desert islands themselves, and they can they can play around and they can just sort of make a little nubbin of sand in the desert in the ocean desert, and or whether it's a case of hey, they're going to go completely crazy with this and try and recreate the set of, I don't know, Titanic or something. That'd be interesting. Because the boys over at Beam Team, all 2 of them, do have a Trello page, which has a lot of the design roadmap on it, which is kind of interesting to look up what went on before and what's been going on since. And that is an ugly bugly rock. Let's do this. Can we make it less ugly bugly? Yeah, we can actually. There we go. Yeah, I think I went there and there was a mention of things like tides, and there was a mention of things like sea currents and having to actually sail sailing boats based on the wind. That might be a bit of an issue for people like me. If you're being chased by a shark and you're having to tack into the wind, oh boy. I don't know if I want to do that. That sounds delightfully terrifying. The fact that you can make a game and it sort of trigger those primal fears. Yeah, that's the thing. So we're throwing some rocks down on the beach. We're throwing some rocks down on the edge of this little hillside, because when the grass is all grown up, that will provide... So when you're making these maps, some people might not be able to have the grass. If you're on laptop quality, you ain't going to get no grass. That's going to be a problem for some people. For other people, you might find that all of this is covered in grass sprites. So yeah, if you're making a map for people, then you have to understand that they're going to be using different settings, different graphics settings, different quality settings, and that's going to affect their enjoyment of a particular map. Things like the sea might not render in the same way that you even look at it in the editor. It might be a lot smoother than that. So yeah, there's a lot of... What are we doing? We are playing with plants to just throw some plants down here. This is kind of like technical plant placing, as it were. And the reason for that is that we're using these plants to kind of blend things like the rocks and stuff in with the rest of the island. When we do a foliage pass, we'll throw a bunch of trees down and we'll kind of forest the island almost completely, and we'll put in a load of plants and various bits and pieces. But we'll probably do it almost at random at that point. So stuff like this is just to say, hey, there's some sharp edges. Let's put a plant over the top of it to kind of mask that sharp edginess. And it's also nice places like things like this. You might find that a little plant grows because the seeds have been caught between the... That's actually quite nice. Between the rock and like the back of the rock and the terrain. So yeah. So we're just going to put that more sunward. There we go. That looks like it's kind of sticking out a little bit too much. Just jam you down into the terrain. That leaf is very, very definitely clipping into something. If we rotate you, it's not likely to be noticed, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, we'll leave that one. That's fine. Ooh-wee. Okay, so we have left the this thing here. Actually put... You know what? We could put another little potato plant in there. Okay. So there's a kind of not a reason for going in there, but put young palm there as well. Yeah. Oh, that actually works quite well. These little young palms. Young palm 2. Put one over here. Even put a palm tree here. Has this gone a bit garden centre? Probably. Okay, let's see if we can do something about that. We need a small shrubby shrub. Something... I don't know, just put a young palm there. There, done. So we've got these plants. It's still a pathway in that there's a gap and we can still run through here. And there's a little bridge and stuff. This little bridge needs some sort of work done to it. But this is kind of okay. We'll probably throw some trees and stuff over the top of that. But we've gone from, hey, we don't know what to do with this bit of the island, to, hey, we've now got a little doorway there, a kind of a deliberate doorway. We've now got sort of use for this little lumpy stuff. We pulled the coast out, put some rocks here. So now we've got this kind of big flat beach, and this is one of the main beaches. So we've got a beach there. We've got sort of an inlet there with the beach, and we've got the beach over here. Now we've kind of gone off kind of design spec, because if we look from the top, there was supposed to be 4 fast ways into the island. Here, 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 and here. So that if you are being chased by a shark, you can just kind of land real quick, real quick. Unfortunately, yeah, we've gone decorating, but it should be all right. I mean, the game will put lots of rocks and stuff out in this area, put lots of seaweed and stuff out there. So that's going to be a thing to look out for. We have this big flat beach. We have a big flat beach here. We need to do something with that. We can't just leave it as is. But for the time being, what we might do is just look here, close this up, boop, go back to terrain and do something around here. Just kind of excavate a bit of sand. Maybe we are going to hit the brushes. So we're going to save because we don't want to record for 40 minutes and then find ourselves, there we go, resume, just sort of accidentally tunneling through to Australia. That would be hilarious and sad at the same time. So the thing about this is the beach extends underneath this vessel. So if I hit lower, change the size down, and just kind of brush back, so we've got some almost like pressure holes showing. That's kind of cool. We'll just leave the front. All right. How much can we reveal at the back without it? We could kind of dig in, I guess. Omar in the comments was saying, "Hey, well, there might be some devastation and stuff on the beach, but having photographed shipwrecks, you tend to find that the terrain will actually sand and stuff will just fill in any wreck, any trauma the vessel has sort of caused to the surrounding environment, especially things like even rocks, huge boulders and stuff will kind of roll in. But yeah, that's okay, that's fine. Do we want to smooth that a little bit? We can. That is the smooth, right? Yes, it is smooth. Just gonna make sure because you can't see the brush under the water, so we'll smooth that back a little bit. All right, that's fine. We can obviously get some rocks and stuff. It's nice coming back to this. You know, you're kind of working away, and it's like, well, we'll come back to it every now and again and see if we can just make some small improvement, little minor improvements every now and again, just to keep things keeping on. That's first aid kit. Right. Do this. And there are some rocks there. Could we use these rocks? It's a nice, like, large area of rocky rockness that we could kind of use. How does that look to anyone else? It's kind of okay. Well, let's see if we were standing on the beach. We got some rocks. We got this thing. Yeah, it looks kind of sort of stuffed itself beach ways. Right, okay. Okay, cool. Cool. As far as items go, is there anything that we could drop around here in terms of litter? Because I think we're at the point where we're kind of starting to decorate the island. We've got some trees in. We haven't done I keep saying it, but we haven't done a foliage pass, which is just placing trees and shrubs and stuff on the island yet. But at the same time, we've got this little sort of vignette going on. So things that are not a physics object. So the barrel pile maybe. Because this will have... So the trouble with this is it'll have a chest on top probably. Maybe. It depends. Sometimes it won't spawn, sometimes it will spawn, but because there's something there, it'll flick off into space. The other problem is that the other wrecks will also spawn... Jeez. Will also spawn loot chests, so they might actually be loot chests. Loot crates. Oh, it sounds really bad now. It sounds super bad. If anyone's been keeping up with Battlefront 2 and their loot crates, loot chests, whatever the heck it is, and it's not. Yeah, no, Stranded Deep doesn't have that. It's very much something that Stranded Deep has kind of avoided rather neatly. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, the crates will spawn either on the top or they will spawn just kind of in these wrecks. So they'll probably ping around, or they might end up flying off up into space when we first come to the island, just kind of scattering themselves over the island itself. So we might find stuff kind of in places where we didn't expect to find them. So the reason for putting some stuff down like barrels, let's get rid of that for the time being, is that, hey, these guys might have pulled some stuff up onto the beach. They might have made a little camp if there were any survivors and stuff. So we've got barrels. Now, I don't need resources. In the game, we don't need resources. But it might help just to have these kind of kicking around as items of decoration. So we got cloth. I don't think we need the cloth. Crude axe, crude bow, crude fishing spear. I think they got rid of one of these axes, didn't they? Was it the refined axe or the crude axe? It might have been the metal axe. Ooh, I don't know. I just remember seeing it in the patch notes. But we've been out of the game so long, there's literally no point in going back and doing an update episode. Although it would get tons of views. Ah, sad panda. So we are looking at engine tank, engine fuel tank, engine propeller. Huh. It's a physics object. It would just not be there if we popped that down. Fuel cans. We can put some fuel cans down. We can actually, yeah, we could do that. Just pop it down on its side. Now, one of the ideas that I had for creating the island is that we could put little, like, I don't know, little graves or grave markers, or some of the crew didn't survive, but the terrain brush is so large, we would just create little pyramids in the ground. It wouldn't really work that well. So we need to know which of these is a physics object and which of these is actually a non-physics object. So the thing about these lanterns is that if you don't place them right, they'll clip into the ground. So if you put them on rock, they might actually end up on the ground underneath the rock. We could put a lantern down here, but I don't know if it'll end up in the wreck itself. We could do that. Is it worth putting a lantern down just to light it up? So if we do approach this at night, it looks kind of spooky. Don't know. Kindling, label maker, lashing, leather, machete, morphine, rawhide. Doesn't seem that much that we could really put down without kind of starting to get a bit cheaty. Tires and stuff, obviously not. Water bottle, water skin. Not really. I mean, this might be enough just to say, hey, there were people here, they got some stuff off, and bit of cloth maybe, bit of bandage, antibiotics. Not really. Maybe some beans. Beans. Probably. I don't know. I mean, there's already going to be a little loot thing there anyway. Maybe a loot chest there. So cool. So we have. We've done a little bit to this. We pulled the water out, so there's now water around it. It's not perfect as a submarine goes, but we are working with what the game gives us, and what the game gives us is, on one hand, bountiful, on the other hand, extremely limited. It is something of a dichotomy that we can make arches and cliffs and little islands and stuff, and then we start making changes like, oh, we're going to make a submarine. Well, that's not in the game, lads. So you just got to kind of use your imagination. With stuff like this, again, not in the game. You got to use your imagination. With the trees and stuff, you just got to place them where they look best, I guess. So cool. It doesn't feel like we've done that much, but in fact, we have done quite a bit. We've done quite a bit. We've made this useful. There's only a few things we really need to look at majorly, and that is going to be the beaches. So that beach, and that beach, and that beach, kind of make them less flat. Is this all smooth off over here? I believe it's not. Let's risk it. There we go. Yeah, okay, fine. That's fine. Everything looks okay. we are almost at the point where we can just throw a load of foliage on this, I think, and then tweak it a little bit. I think maybe put some sort of point of interest, so this path actually has meaning there. Do something here, and we need to do something here. Maybe put some cliffs or rocks in, so we've got like a little pathway, and then refine this little bridge thing. So we're almost at the end of this. Actually, we're very much almost at the end. Yeah, this has got to a point where there is light at the end of the tunnel. So I think what I'm going to do is call it there. If you're liking this series, definitely leave a cheeky little subscribe. Leave a like. Leave a comment if you are that way inclined. And you know what? I will catch you guys next time.